got injury report for you. DMPs today were David Sharp, illness. Joshua Garnett, illness. Greg Stroman is going to be moved to IR today. We activated Brandon Sheriff off of IR today. He was full. And then Haskins, Rouillet, Gibson, Kyle Allen, and Ryan Anderson were all full. Game status for Sunday, Ryan Anderson will be questionable, and Joshua Garnett and Sharp will be out. With that, we can open it up.
Hey, Ron, I'm wondering with the issues the 49ers had at MetLife Stadium early this year with the injuries and the criticisms, are you worried at all about playing on that turf this weekend?
No. I'm hoping that, we actually practiced indoor to give our guys a little bit of feel for it as far as what it's like to be on the turf again. So hopefully that helps, and we'll go from there.
And with Brandon Sheriff coming off of IR, just how much can that help your offensive line and protecting Kyle Allen better?
Well, I expect it to. I think that, again, we're talking about an all-pro type player, so it'll be good to have him back out on the football field.
Hey, Ron, when you talk about kind of all the shifting that you're doing, or maybe on the offensive line or maybe in other positions, and these games are very important, as you said, I wonder kind of how you factor in, getting to see some of these guys in new positions while also trying to make that push.
Well, because we feel at the time this might be the best thing for us. I mean, we don't really know because we haven't had the opportunity to play as many games as you would like by now. So we're going to continue to do this. At the same time, we're still trying to win football games. I mean, no matter how you look at it, no matter how the season unfolds, the intent is to win and win as many games as you can, and we'll see what happens.
And we've talked about linebacker and a couple other positions. I wonder what you're looking for, from this group or for what you're looking to see against the Giants.
Well, consistency. That's what I'm looking to see. I mean, again, I've talked about it. We have to sustain success. You have a couple of good plays and you have a couple of bad plays. You're not going to win games when you give up, the critical third downs. When you allow certain things to happen, or you don't take advantage of field position on offense. So these are all the things that you want to see, and that is for us to play consistently good to where you are sustaining your success.
Thank you.
Hey, Ron, John Keim. I'm curious, we saw Dwayne out there today. How did he look, and just how did that go with him today?
He looked good. He went out, did the things he was supposed to, and it was good to see him out there. A bunch of his teammates came up and dabbed him up, to let him know they're glad to have him back, and that's what I was hoping for.
And then how was Sadiq Charles this week in practice? Did you see enough to perhaps even put him in that starting lineup for Sunday?
I thought he did some good things. He really did, and he's coming along, and he got an opportunity to work with the ones and the twos this week. So, we'll see. It's important that we got the guys out there that we think can help us.
I don't think Rhiannon's on, so Nikki, you're up.
Ron, what have you seen from Montez Sweat through these through the early going of the season? In what ways has he made the most improvement, you think, and what ways would you like to continue to see development from him?
Oh, absolutely. He's done exactly that. He's developing very nicely. He's got a grasp and a feel for how we're doing things. He's still learning what we do and how we do it. But that's a key thing for all of our guys, that they're all still learning. But he's really shown some big strides, and we're excited for him. And we think he's still got more room to grow. So that's the best part about it.
Scott's not on. We can go to Matt Paris.
Yeah. Hey, Ron. Back when you guys drafted Antonio Gibson, he had only 71 touches at Memphis his senior year, and he already has 70 touches now with you guys through 5 games. Just what made you back then confident that maybe he could handle a bigger workload in year one, and what have you seen in terms of his development?
Well, we always felt that he needed to get the ball more. When you watched their tape and you watch how explosive he was, you thought, wow, this team, they could have used this guy a little bit more. And that's what we want to do. We believe he can, and we're going to see exactly if he can handle it or not. He's done some good things for us. 71 touches in 5 games is really not a lot if you really think about it. That's only 15 a game. So this is a guy we think can handle a little bit more of a load, and we're going to continue to work him and have him grow and develop as a football player.
And then just kind of curious, is there a bug going around the locker room? I know David Sharp and Josh Garnett are both sick.
Apparently it seems to be that. And so we'll see, and hopefully it's not, but that's this time of year, with the flu starting to come out. So hopefully not. And I got to stay away from those guys.
JP?
Hey, Ron, kind of interesting that you mentioned there might be a bug going around.
I didn't mention it. I did not mention it.
Apparently there might be a bug going around. How do you feel like the season is going for the league-wide? You've been in this league your adult life. Dealing with this COVID thing, there's more positives in New England now. There was a scare in Indianapolis. Just how do you think the league is handling it overall?
I think for the most part, the league is handling it pretty good. I mean, each team has, a responsibility, really. I believe that. And you try to be as diligent as you can and aware of the circumstances. And I think the league and the PA, for that matter, have done a nice job working together. And when something happens, you see them even say, hey, we should tighten this even more. We need to tighten that over here. And again, this is uncharted territory. Nobody has done this before. We saw the NBA handle the way they did their bubble. Baseball handled the way they're doing their thing. Women's basketball has done, the WNBA has done the same. So, everybody's had their own little thing that they've had to deal with. And in each one of those situations, they've had little circumstances come up. Well, that's what we've had. And we're trying to deal with it the best we can for our bubble, for the way things are.
Obviously, this season's about wins and losses, but do you guys take pride in, no cases yet for Washington and just that you've so far at least avoided some of the other situations that have happened around the league?
Man, I hate talking about it because you bring a bunch of bad luck, JP. Way to go.
Well, then
not
my intention.
I'm glad. I'm glad we're diligent, and we got to continue to be diligent. This speaks very well for what Ryan Vermillion is trying to do as our infection control officer. In terms of trying to make sure everybody's aware and everybody's being careful and everybody's following the protocols. I mean, it's hard. It's because, you're talking about all these players you got to handle, all the coaches you got to handle, then the support staff you got to handle. We got 3 tiers of people that we got to handle. And then we got you guys coming over that aren't being tested daily. So we've got to stay away from you guys. So there's a lot that's going into it. And you got to give credit to guys like Ryan Vermillion for working hard and trying to make sure that we're aware of everything.
Thank you.
All right.
Hey, Ron. Seems like Cole Holcomb is still making strides.
Yeah.
Just curious, what did you? I guess it was a little surprising, maybe back in camp, that he didn't sort of emerge right off the bat as one of the obvious starters. And then he got hurt. What are your kind of just thoughts about looking at him overall, and what are you kind of hoping to see from him this week if he plays?
Well, again, it goes back to the hard part is that again, we didn't play 4 preseason games, so you really didn't get a chance to see where guys fit and how guys fit for what you do, and that's the hard part. You want to know where everybody you can plug people into, and we really don't know that. And then Cole getting hurt early in the season didn't help us, didn't help him. So now, we're trying to work him in, see where he fits, see what he can do for us, as we're trying again to win football games.
And with regards to Dwayne, do you expect him to travel to New York on Sunday?
No, we'll see what happens, how he is tomorrow. Again, guys, he's a little bit of a stomach ailment, and we'll go from there.
Take 3 more. We'll take ABC 7, Chris Russell, and Les.
I'm here. Sorry. Hey there, Ron. I'm sorry that I have to be the one to ask this question, but if the latest reaction to this morning's Washington Post article, if you've had a chance to read it or heard about it, we just want to know if there's any reaction yet from the team on that. Again, I'm sorry that I have to be the one to ask that.
Well, I know it's it's the same subject, and we take those allegations very seriously. Obviously, we've been looking into this. We're trying to get these things corrected. And so, as far as I know, it's just something, that's come up again that we're addressing, and we'll continue to work on it and continue to address it. And we'll continue to wait for the results of the in-house investigation, and we'll go from there.
Thank you, Ron.
It's Chris Russell here. You mentioned consistency or the lack thereof a lot over the last week and a half, 2 weeks. I'm just curious, how tough is it to teach consistency to a veteran team that's been together for a while versus a team like in your situation where it's obviously coming off of a 3-win season, no off season, a lot of young players, and of course you guys dealing with everything that you've had to deal with?
Well, the biggest thing more than anything else is they got to continue to work together. They got to continue to play together, and they got to learn, that this is how to do it. This is the way we need you to do it. And I've told you guys this, and I've told our players this. At the end of the day, please, if you do it our way and we're successful, you'll get the recognition, you'll get the glory. And if it's wrong and we don't, it'll fall on me. I'll take the responsibility. Trust me, if they do it our way. And that's the thing we got to get them to understand is that you really have, a get out of jail free card if you do it our way, because it falls back to this is how we're teaching it. This is what we want you to do. And again, if you're successful doing it our way, then you deserve the credit. If you don't, me right here, I will take the responsibility. And that's what I want them to understand, because again, if they do that and they go out and do it and learn it, they're going to find out that this does work. Trust me, I've been doing it a long time, over 30 years. And I just believe that again, as these guys learn and play and work together, they're going to learn how to do it consistently.
Last one.
Yeah. Hey, Ron. I know you're this is kind of like a little bit of a playoff push and everything right now, but is there a point at this season that you need to see more of Alex Smith to be able to make an assessment about him kind of going forward as a quarterback?
I think so. I don't disagree with that. I mean, but I am seeing a lot of good things right now in practice. That's for doggone sure. He's done a really nice job. And the more you see him out there, you see him getting stronger and stronger in terms of, things coming back. The way he's throwing the ball, the way he's moving, his decision-making. I mean, the rust is definitely getting knocked off now. And that's what's really cool to watch.